but remotely now. Oh, good morning. So it's December 27th. Yeah, 2 days before the supermoon. This Friday is the supermoon. So the sun is going to rise at 7:17, and the moon is going to set exactly due west at 7:12, so 5 minutes apart. And it's the last supermoon of the year. Good morning, everyone. So, okay, we're going to get started. Yeah, we'll start do the pinning first. Okay. All right, let's get started. And then I'll give you the instruction in a minute. Okay. Morning. Awesome. Laura, is that right?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so you know nothing. Because he probably told you nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty good. That's how he sets people up. So he knows he's a good student. He knows how it works. Basically, you're not supposed to know how it works until you try it.
Okay.
Because otherwise, the mind will create certain ideas as to how it works, and that can block the experience. It's kind of like that's how it works. It's to discover what you don't know, so you kind of have to start at a place where you don't know. Otherwise, your mind's going to say, oh, I know what this is. Okay, so Lauren, right?
Yeah.
So the first pin is called. Okay, I'll then give you instruction in a minute. We'll just put the pins in. This whole thing just slows things down a little bit so you can make the observation. That's good. You flinched. You know, this, so if you guys want to see the supermoon, if you have time, Friday morning, and then go out around 7 o'clock. I'll be there before 7. You see the most beautiful sunrise. You go to the bottom of Pickering Beach Road.
What time do you wake up, Carlos?
What time?
What time you wake up?
Right after my prostate wakes up. My body wakes up, I wake up.
Let's do it, man.
After a while, you don't need an alarm clock.
Good morning. Doctor, good morning.
So you see, you discover that everybody's brain is actually quite unique. It perceives very differently because it's wired differently. Some are more integrated to sound, some more lights, some is smell, taste buds, tactile, and there's all kinds of sensations. And then it gets more complicated because some people can abstract more, some people have greater imagination. Some of those imaginations could be visual, some of them could be tactile, some of the imagination could be auditory. The brains are very different. We're on the spectrum of some sort. And you will notice, you're going to get to observe how your brain works. So in order to do that, just like a good scientist, you do nothing. You put your hands in your pocket and you just observe the experiment without any interference. So that means you can't get it wrong. You see, a scientist just has to keep his eyes open. He just observe. He doesn't have to do anything in particular. So you're like a scientist. And this experiment is this thing that you call your body. Okay? So you just let your body do the body thing. You're not going to interfere with it. And you know what to do all by itself. And one of those functions, of course, is the breath. Amongst a whole bunch of other things. So your body can do all kinds of things. The kidneys, the liver, the pancreas, they don't just function. Your intestine, your breakfast is going through your body right now. You don't have to think about it. It just happens. So you just let it all happen. Observe just the way it is. You can maybe hear your stomach, your intestine working the food. You can feel your breath. Now, you don't have to control your breath though. I mentioned this because some people are being taught that they have to breathe in a certain way in order to be a certain way. Or in this case, just see what happens. You don't interfere with it. And you'll see your body will continue to breathe, just like you were sleeping, the body breathes. So don't interfere with your breath. At least you don't have to. Now, if you see yourself doing it, anyways, then you have to realize, where does that come from? That's your brain doing it, isn't it? So, thank you. So you don't have to interfere with it, but if you notice your brain starting to bring out ideas, like I need to breathe in a certain way, just recognize this is so. That's also not you, that's just the brain doing it. Because you've already agreed to do nothing, right? So that means whatever happens thereafter, whatever your brain does, it's just, we call it braining from now on, okay? And when brain brains, it produces thoughts. So you're going to notice thoughts. So because you're committing for the next 35 to 40 minutes to nothing, so you don't need to pray, you don't need to meditate, and you don't need to quieten your mind. You let your mind let that brain do the braining. If you want to be busy, just let it be busy. Like you're just gonna watch it, nothing's gonna happen. The brain's gonna bring a lot of stuff up, no problem. Just observe, just the way it is. So I call it the 3 B's. Let the body body, let the breath breath, and let the brain brain. And they would do, and then just trust, not my words. And don't trust any idea, but trust your experience. Like trust what you feel. Trust what you notice that you feel. Trust what you notice the brain brains. Just trust that whatever comes up, at least it's what is supposed to come up. Not so much the content, but trust the experience of just witnessing this thought show up. And we'll be back shortly.